Hi, I'm Allison the Crocheter.
And I'm Vivian the Knitter, and you're listening to Keep Calm and Carry Yarn.
Hi, and welcome to episode 59 of Keep Calm and Carry Yarn. This is a knitting and crocheting podcast hosted by me and my mom, Vivian. I'm recording from my home here in Edinburgh.
And I'm recording from my home here in Virginia.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us, new and old listeners alike.
Hello.
I think we've actually got quite a few new listeners in the past few weeks.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and so we wanted to say some special thank yous to people who have said hello to us in our Ravelry group, and it's quite a few. So we've got Karen, who's Inspired Chick, and she's new to Ravelry and she knits and crochets. Kendall, who is Kendall Crane 24, who's also new to Ravelry but mostly crochets. Megan, My Heart Meg. Apparently, we inspired her to finish a project that she wasn't really liking for a friend, except originally I'd written it as we inspired her to finish a project for a friend she wasn't liking, which made it sound like she didn't like her friend. But I think it's the project that she wasn't really liking.
I hope so.
Because her friend's her friend. Doreen, who is Doreen MC, but she's from the Netherlands. She started knitting just 2 years ago, but she's also started to learn how to crochet recently. And then lastly, I think I forgot to mention in our last episode or something, Jemmy, who is Lost in a Knot. And probably the first 3 times I read that as Lostina Knot, as if her name was Lostina. But apparently, she does all the BuzzFeed quizzes when we talk about them, but she makes her husband do them as well.
That's really funny.
But yeah, so special thank you to you guys who said hello, and especially special thank you to actually just everybody who's with us, because it's been 3 years.
Yay!
We've been doing this for 3 years. And to celebrate, we have a very special BuzzFeed quiz.
Yeah, Allison picked it.
Yeah, not only did I pick this BuzzFeed quiz, but I made this BuzzFeed quiz. So, that is a thing you can do, because I think quite a lot of the BuzzFeed quizzes on BuzzFeed are like the community ones where just anyone can make a quiz.
Mm-hmm.
So, to celebrate the fact that this is our 3-year podiversary, this quiz is, are you more Vivian or Allison?
And the tagline is, and remember to keep calm and carry yarn.
Yeah, because, the average BuzzFeed user would never come across this quiz, but even if they did, they wouldn't have any idea what was going on. And as I mentioned to Jemmy, that her husband also probably will have no idea what he's getting into when he does this quiz. So, like I said, so I made this quiz, and I feel like potentially the results and the actual quiz itself will say more about me than it does about you. Because, but I'll go first because I made the quiz. It's no surprise that I got You're More Allison, and I had to write these little blurbs, which felt so cringy. So it says, "Do you crochet? Because you might be Allison's twin. You're a homebody with a free spirit alter ego. You can't resist a good drink with friends, and you're very in tune with your artistic side." But to be honest, a lot of the answers, I think for both of us, like could go different ways depending on how we're feeling. Yeah, so I did this, and I didn't pick the answers that I knew would be You're More Allison, because some of them I just picked what I felt like in the mood for today, and I still got You're More Allison.
I got You're More Vivian.
Well, it's funny. Well, because when you first took it, when I first made it, you got You're Mostly Vivian with a bit of Allison. So now we actually got who we are.
Yay!
You have to read the bit. There should be a bit, right?
Oh yeah. Do you like to knit? Because you're basically a carbon copy of Vivian. You're a warm, nurturing person, whether you're a mom to your kids, your furry babies, or your friend group. You have quite a sweet tooth, thanks, as well as a real appetite for all things crafting.
Well, so the thing is, right, so because I knew which answers corresponded to which things, I could do a test, right? So what happens if you pick exactly half and half of two different things, right? So I did it, and I didn't do it 2 times, but I did it once, and it seemed to have just picked whichever one was first, maybe alphabetically, or no, whichever one was first of the question. And then you could in theory have a 3-way tie between things, and so obviously this is just more evidence that this is just ridiculous. Anyway, so I want to go through.
Yet we continue to do this every
Yeah, I
time.
know. But it worked in this case. So, and at least when you took the quiz last time, even though you got mostly Vivian with a bit of Allison, you didn't get any of the like more Allisons. So I think so. You have to tell me if you would have done anything differently for this quiz. So for the first question was choose a color. Your options are mustard, purple, teal, and dusky pink. Can you guess which one is me?
Mustard and dusky. I thought it's dusty pink, not dusky pink.
Maybe it's dusty. I don't know. Whatever. I can change it. Okay, so mustard and pink.
Yeah, mustard and pink.
Yeah, mustard being the most me, and then purple and teal being you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, hold on. Maybe for our listeners, if you're gonna do the quiz, do it now before we give away all the secrets, and that might bias you. Okay. Anyway, moving on, because we're now gonna talk about all the questions and all the results. Yeah, pause right now and take the quiz so you can tell us if you're more me or more my mom to be like completely vain and self-centered. But right. So TV genres.
That was hard because I watch all of this. Well, actually, not the British sitcoms. I watch all three of the other ones all the time.
But the thing is, we have a lot of like similar interests in
Yeah,
TV, so
overlap.
it was hard. So if you had to do this, how would you have constructed it? So
I have no idea.
criminal, comedy dramas, sci-fi, historical dramas, and British sitcoms. So obviously, British
Mm-hmm.
sitcoms was more me.
And historical
Um,
dramas, right?
yeah, I think that's what I did. Hold on, let me double check.
You don't remember what you did.
Anyway, yeah. So I think no, I can't remember because the thing is, we watch like a lot of really similar TV shows. Hence,
We
Nerdtastic, where
do.
we can actually talk about all the TV shows that we watch.
Yep.
Oh, never mind. I can't get to it. Okay, so Hogwarts House. I just went with what we are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Hufflepuff and you're Ravenclaw, and then if you had to pick, so obviously I had to just assign Slytherin, Gryffindor to one of the other of us. How would you assign them?
I think I'm Gryffindor and you're a Slytherin because I'm braver than you.
That's what I put. Okay. Where are you going on vacation? Which is, I feel like a question that comes up on a lot of BuzzFeed quizzes. So I put Tokyo, Sydney, Athens, and St. Ives in England.
I picked Athens, Greece, but I don't remember what I picked the first time.
Okay.
I think Sydney, Australia, and Athens would be me.
No, I put St. Ives, England for you because it's in Cornwall.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You should have just said Cornwall.
Would you have picked that instead?
Probably.
Well, either way, yeah, Sydney and St. Ives was you, and but I went for Sydney this time. So
Hmm.
I think Tokyo was me and Athens was mostly me with a bit of you.
Hmm.
Okay, so food,
I picked dim sum.
dim sum. I think yeah. So funnily enough, I think Sam helped me with these, with the food
Oh,
and
really?
maybe the drinks. But yeah, so I picked taco, and taco I think was more me. Dim sum was more
Uh-huh.
you, maybe. Oh no, brownies was you actually.
Uh-huh.
Brownies and dim sum were you, and hamburger and tacos was me.
Well, that's not fair. You should have done 4 main meals. Brownies is a dessert.
Yeah, but I couldn't think of what else to put for you though. What else?
Sushi would have
What
been good.
I know, but I like sushi. I mean, I
Oh
like
boy.
brownies too, but I just feel like in terms of like I couldn't bear putting sushi as mostly you because I'm like no, I love sushi.
Oh my god. What about Indian or curry?
Yeah, maybe. Okay,
Okay.
I'll go an actor. So this was I messaged you because I couldn't think. I was like, okay, I know I have to put Hugh Jackman, but I
Uh-huh.
couldn't think of who else to put. So I actually texted you to be like, what did I ask you? Name.
I
Can you
think
give
was
me a
it
name of a?
name British
No, I think
actors?
just like good-looking actors or something. Yeah, and then
Oh yeah,
and then you're
good
like,
looking
why?
actors.
And then you figured out what it was I was doing. So you told me Idris Elba is one of them. So put Idris Elba, and then James Norton and Cillian Murphy. But so I went for James Norton, who
Yeah,
has been in quite a few different things,
I like him
but
too.
he was in Grantchester, which we both watched, and I stopped watching Grantchester once it
Yeah,
stopped being him because
because there wasn't
just
a point anymore. I don't even know who the new vicar is.
yeah, I'm sure he's not bad looking, but it just I can't imagine it's the same. Um,
Uh,
did you?
yeah, I haven't watched
So
it.
who did you pick for that?
I picked Hugh Jackman,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course. I can't believe I didn't say Hugh Jackman when you asked me about good-looking actors. I think we were actually just watching Thor, and
Uh-huh.
Idris Elba was in my head. Okay. Drinks.
And then drinks, yeah.
I'm
Um,
assuming margarita and red wine is me.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And beer and gin tonic is me.
Well, I picked a margarita. I didn't know about the artist,
Oh, admired an artist. Yeah, this was
though.
kind of just like,
Just threw it in there.
yeah, because these just happen to be pictures that I've
Uh-huh.
taken of art in museums.
Uh-huh.
So I picked Miro, and I couldn't even. I think Miro is more me, Monet is more you, and then Gauguin is slightly more me, and the John Duncan, which don't actually know what artist he is, but I just really like that painting, was maybe more you.
See, oh,
But how would you have done it if just purely based off of those paintings,
um,
or which do you like
the Monet
personally?
and Gauguin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the kitty one was really
Okay, yeah,
hard.
snuggle a kitty. So I always did your three cats: Sushi, Polly, Willet, and then the last cat is Sam's cat, Benny. Which
Well, he's not a very snuggly cat,
no, I
is he?
he can be, but he's definitely will not put up with as much as what like Willet will.
Uh-huh.
Because no cat pretty much will put up as much as what Willet will. So
No.
Benny automatically had to be more me, even though don't tell the listeners. If I had to really pick a cat, which I did just now, I picked Willet. I didn't pick
Uh-huh.
Benny.
So, Will and Benny will be you, and
Yeah.
Sushi and Polly's me. Yep, they're my babies.
Babies.
Those are really good pictures too.
Of Willet as well. The picture of
Yeah,
I love that picture of Willet. He looks like
I do
such a
too.
derp.
Your dad took that picture.
I know. Actually, he took that picture when we were all away and he was at home.
Yeah.
And he took a picture of that picture of Willet in which like he's like upside down, his ears are like funny, his eyes are like yeah, he just looks so ridiculous. And then he took a picture of Sushi and she was like in her little like cat box and like she just looked really prim and proper. And that's just like exactly their personalities. Like
Yeah, he was still pretty little then, because he could still fit in the little box.
okay, right. And then the last one was pick a hobby.
I picked gardening, and I'm
Yes, and
assuming baking would be my other hobby.
yeah, so I think gardening was mostly you. And then
Uh-huh.
I picked painting. So but then rock climbing was mostly me, even though I don't rock climb. I've only rock climbed like in my adult life once recently,
Mm-hmm.
but I figured I'm more likely to do it than you are, so
I'd like to try it.
it's good fun. Like I'm not scared of heights, but
Uh-huh.
if I am on the edge of something or like high up or something, I like get this like feeling. Okay, this is weird. In my crotch area, like it's just like a tightening, and like it's just without veil. That's where the feeling is. Like that apparently is where my fear is.
Oh,
But with the rock
jeez.
climbing, I was totally fine. But I guess you're not really looking down very much.
I know it's something I would like when I was younger. I'm not sure if it would scare me now, but if I'm
Mm.
harnessed in,
Yeah.
I think I'd be
Yeah,
okay.
you're harnessed in, and although the thing is, Sam and I have talked about like going again because like we did like a taster thingy where like a
Mm-hmm.
woman did showed us all the things and she was the person on the end of the rope, but you can do like a longer like course which allows you to then go to the rock climbing arena by yourself.
Uh-huh.
The thing is, I don't know if I'm heavy like big enough to be the end of Sam's rope. So I don't know if we could actually go by ourselves, just two of us.
Yeah.
There was one where it's an auto belay,
Yeah.
so like you can climb up and as soon as you like fall off, it just slowly. So you could do that, but
Yeah, it's like when your seatbelt locks.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, so we spent a long time talking about that BuzzFeed quiz.
I don't think we've spent this much time on a BuzzFeed quiz.
Yeah, that's because it's never been specifically about us. It's all about us
Because we're
today.
so vain.
But yeah, so I will be curious to know if other people are more me or you because so Sam took it and he got mostly you with a bit of me, and then uh, well, my three sisters took it as well, and I think one
Mm-hmm.
got you, one got mostly you with a little bit of me, and the other got mostly me with a little bit of you. So no, I haven't encountered anyone who has gotten mostly me. So I don't know if it's because I don't know.
Who got mostly
I
me?
think Madeline or Julian. I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah. So anyway,
Okay.
but to carry on with the Podiversary theme, we're doing a giveaway.
Yay!
Free things. So we're gonna do a giveaway.
Free
One big
things.
special giveaway. And I didn't really think about this, but you got three things if you win this giveaway because it's our 3-year podiversary. Um, so I've designed a special limited edition KCACY coffee mug. So that's got like our logo on it and our little.
Not just our logo.
Oh yeah, a new logo. I revamped the logo. It's like a slight refresh.
Yeah.
You still got the microphone, you still got the keep calm carry on
Uh-huh.
font, but I've done like a little yarn ball as the top of the microphone. And then mommy is smelling the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
So different skeins of yarn. So one is the Scottish one to represent me. So it's is it 50 grams?
Yeah, it's 50 grams.
Yeah, 50 grams of dye gilpin yarn. It's their Sorsha yarn, which is
Hmm?
hmm?
80% Scottish fleece, 20% cashmere.
Yeah, so it's Mongolian cashmere, and but the Scottish wool, it's 5% Shetland, 5% blue face Leicester, 35% Texel, 35% Cheviot. It's all organic and it comes from a farm in Fife, and the yarn is spun by Uist Wool, which is in the Hebrides.
Ooh.
So yeah,
Doesn't say that in on the
no, so
band though.
that's all on the website. Um,
Mm.
and I think that's in like a natural sort of color.
Yep.
And then there's yarn to represent Virginia, which you picked up.
Yep. It's Urban Girl Yarns. Raised in the country and dyed in the city. This is a Virginia local dyer and fingering weight. And it's in blues and purples and turquoise. And it's 90% superwash merino and 10% nylon. Oh, and the colorway is called Thunderstruck.
Nice. So yeah, so one lucky winner will get that. And so to enter, there'll be a post on our Instagram for the giveaway. It'll be a picture of all the things that we're giving away. So if you make sure you're following our Instagram account, which is KCACY Podcast, and for any new listeners, that stands for Keep Calm and Carry On. But I think it actually rolls off the tongue pretty well,
Mm-hmm.
KCACY. And comment on the post as well. Maybe let us know if you're more Vivian or Allison based off of your BuzzFeed quiz results. You could comment that, but comment anything and be following your Instagram account. And on the post, we'll let you know when the last, when will the cutoff time,
When it
whatever. Yeah,
closes?
when it closes. There you go. Cool. So that's all our bits about our podiversary.
Yay! Happy anniversary! I can't believe it's been 3 years. When I told your dad, he was flabbergasted. He was like, "What? It's been three
Yeah, I can't
years?"
like it doesn't 3 years doesn't actually sound like a lot of time, but then when I think about the fact that we've been doing it for 3 years, it feels like a long time. But that also means I've pretty much been living in Scotland for 3 years
Yeah.
as well. Right. Anyway, whoops.
Whips. I've been working on my endless rose cowl.
And that's for the cowl.
Yes, it's for the archive cowl. The color looks the color looks really good on the screen.
I was gonna say, does it not look as
Doesn't
good in
look
person?
as good in person, but I'm sure it'll look fine when it's blocked.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to see
I see
the
what you mean.
color, the pattern.
It's not as crisp.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
not as crisp.
Yeah, I like because you're using like a cream color, but then the color is
It's a hand dyed.
variegated.
Yeah, a hand dyed variegated.
But yeah, it just looks really nice.
It's all silk. So I had wound it up in a cake, and then it completely collapsed. And it was a big giant knot. It was all tangled. I spent like an hour rolling it into a ball, well, hand rolling it into a ball at knitting. And people were asking me, "Do you always hand roll your yarn?" Well, more than one person asked me, and I'm like, "No, I don't." But I'm not cutting it because it's silk. Oh yeah. Anyway, it
Hmm.
took me a long time to detangle it. And that's an old whip. And I have a new whip, which is my cardigan, which isn't quite a whip. I did a gauge swatch a while ago.
Cardigan?
You know,
The Sinister Cats?
yes, the
Is that what they're called?
Sinister Cardigan. And it's by Marna Gilligan. And I'm using Knit Picks yarn. It's gonna be gray and white and pink, where the yoke is pink. So I did a gauge swatch a while ago because
Mm-hmm.
I was so excited to get started, but I forgot which needles I
Uh-huh.
used.
Tooth.
Yeah, so now I have to do another one.
And are you making this for Madeline?
Yep, I'm making it for Madeline. She's the one that
Is
picked it out.
Yeah. It's the one where so all the cats, Sinister Cats, are like on the yoke. Are the cats also wearing cardigans? Or is
No,
that different?
it's
No.
the pin that you're thinking about.
Oh, okay, right.
We'll see what happens after I re-swatch. But I did swatch it in stockinette and also in the color work.
All right.
So I don't want to do that again. I guess I do. I'll have to
So does that
anyway.
mean you made the cats, some of the cats then?
Yeah.
I find so because like sometimes with swatching, if you've got like a complicated pattern or like a large pattern repeat, the swatch they don't make you do the pattern. They'll make you do like one of the stitches.
Well, generally it'll say to swatch in pattern.
I don't know. Maybe it's different for crochet. I'm thinking about like the Ludiola stole that I made, which is like the leaves pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Like how are you gonna
I don't know. I guess you have to make a big swatch.
But the gauge in that pattern was just like because it uses double crochet, so it just tells you to swatch in plain double crochet as like a representative.
I suppose because it's a shawl, you don't really have to worry about the
Yeah, I guess,
gauge.
but like so I was struggling with that with my cowl. I've ended up just giving the gauge of the actual pattern.
I thought the Ludiola was a shawl.
No, no, my cowl that I made, the designed one, the twill cowl.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I give the gauge as measured from the actual pattern, and I've just measured that off of obviously my finished cowl.
Mm-hmm.
I, and I would say most people wouldn't necessarily want to swatch that because you have to swatch it in the round. So, like I would say, just make it and then rip it out if it's too off. Anyway, but yeah.
uh,
Anyway, so those are your whip.
yep, those are my whips.
So I also have my whip for our archive Cal. Um, so I'm doing that chain reaction Afghan. Last time I'd done one of the blocks, which was the lotus blossom, which is a sort of massive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to call that. It doesn't really seem lacy because it's Aran weight, but it's kind of lacy, I guess. Whereas this one is very solid and quite dense. This next one, it's the
Ooh,
Woven
nice.
Arrowheads by Lily M. Chin.
So, how are you making sure your blocks are all the same size?
I don't know. So it does say that like it suggests different hook sizes for different blocks, and yeah, I don't really know
Oh
now.
boy.
But I figured if I try and just so at the moment, I think well, because it's acrylic, like
Mm-hmm.
I guess they won't really. Like I don't even know, like for this first one, like it's really wavy. But
Mm-hmm.
would blocking it do anything because it's acrylic? She just gave me a face, like oh face. So yeah, so like I don't. I guess you wouldn't really block it, just sort of mush it flat. I don't know. I just feel like you need to block it though.
And then block it.
Anyway, so if I lay what I've got so far, it's pretty much the same width.
Mm-hmm.
But I figure if I, as long as they're roughly the same size, it should be fine. If one is drastically smaller, I could just
Yeah, add a
give it a
border.
border. Yeah. So I think so far this is going to be fine. So anyway, this woven arrow heads one, it's different on the front and back. So you've the
Oh,
back is solid, and the actual like sort of arrowy bits on the front, it's like
it looks almost like a cable
yeah. And
or a
so
braid.
they're so each like sort of side of the arrow is actually a chain three, which is unattached.
Oh.
So you could put your finger behind it. So you have to work. one color, chain 3, drop that stitch,
Mm-hmm.
drop that loop, pick up the last color that you were working on, do some stitches, and then chain 3 in that one. Then go back to the other chain 3, attach it down. Like, it's a little bit complicated because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously you work it so that those chains, when you're working on the right side, they're right there in front of you. But you also work it when you're on the wrong side and you're making those chains, but they need to be showing on
The
the
other
right side,
side.
but you're on the wrong side.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I thought it was interesting because the PDF pattern for the blanket, it
Mm-hmm.
gives difficulty ratings out of 5. This, the arrows,
Mm-hmm.
they only give a 2, and the first one I did, they give a 3, which I would totally swap them over because I'm
Huh.
finding the arrowhead one a lot more difficult to remember what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'm not really doing it in one sitting, and there's some bits where I haven't really completely understood because I think I've left when I drop a stitch, I left it either forward or backward
Mm-hmm.
in
Can you pull
the
through?
wrong time. Not really.
But not anymore, but before?
Yeah. So I think it takes a lot more concentration, but I think also the Lotus Blossom one has a chart. So maybe if you're not good at charts and you're just following the written instructions, it could be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because the chart's really self-explanatory, clear, it was just a lot easier than the arrows. And then I'm also still working on the Dedanan Tunisian scarf shawl thing by Aoife Ni. So last time I was struggling to figure out what the composition of the lace weight yarn I was using.
Mm-hmm.
I looked it up on the band. It's 50% baby Suri alpaca, 30% extra fine merino, and it's 20% silk. So yeah, that's what I thought. And I'm not very far. I was originally kind of taking part of the in her cow, but I think the cow's over, and I'm not even halfway through. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm on the 7th sort of pattern row out of 25. So it's almost become a square. So I still have a little while to go. And then at one point, I didn't have enough stitches in one of my rows, so I've just fudged it instead of ripping back because this is just too hard to rip back.
Because the pattern is hard or because the yarn is fuzzy?
I think because it's fuzzy,
Oh,
yeah,
I see.
and then the yarn obviously is so thin as well.
Huh.
And then so just to mention the archive cal again, so that's something that's ongoing as of right now. We're running until April 24th, and it's our cal KCAL. And for anyone who hasn't heard from the other episodes, the idea is that you work on something, a pattern that has been in your library for a while. Our suggestion was 3 years or more, but some people are working on things that haven't been quite that old because they haven't been knitting or crocheting for that long.
Yep.
Um, and I kind of noticed, so on Ravelry, there's a conversation on Ravelry about the
Mm-hmm.
cow. There seems to be a lot of people who are kind of like trying new things in
Mm-hmm.
conjunction with, like, as a result of doing this cow. So Mackenzie's just finished her first ever sweater, and she
Nice.
knitted it really fast, actually, I think. Chris is working with a luxury yarn, I think. I think that's the aspect that
Uh-huh.
she sort of first time, and she's named it My Indulgent Little Scarf, and it's like a musk ox merino and silk yarn, so it does sound
Oh,
quite
that sounds
indulgent.
nice.
Doreen is knitting with 3 strands held together, and Megan is has done 2 new knitting stitches that she hasn't done before. So I thought that was interesting.
Cool.
Because I guess that's, I don't know, because like I guess if you've got those things in your library and you just haven't gotten around to doing them, maybe it makes sense that maybe it uses a technique that you've not done before because you're just like, oh, I don't know if I want to be bothered having to learn something new at this point in time, and you just keep putting it off and then you forget about it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad we're inspiring people to dig through their library and
Mm,
and pick up something that they obviously liked before, at one
yeah.
point.
And I also have to mention Flick, who is Flick Marison on Instagram, has done these really cool TARDIS socks that I want somebody to make for me. What? Um,
Uh, you haven't even watched the new season, have you?
I have now.
Oh,
Um, but she also does this thing where she has like weekly stitch markers, so she can see like
uh-huh.
her weekly progress, which I thought was pretty
That's a good
cool.
idea.
Um, Although on this Tunisian scarf I'm doing now, it would be really piddly. But yeah, do you have any FOs? I know you've been
I
busy.
do.
You do? Oh,
Look, I'm wearing it.
you're wearing it.
Yep,
Oh my God, it's your
yep. It's my
aha, your cardigan.
Yep. I just have to put buttons on it.
So that's your East Coast
Yes,
girl.
my East Coast girl cardigan.
Uh-huh.
I didn't block the.
Sleeves?
I think I
I don't know.
blocked the
I'm just
sleeves.
guessing.
Um, no. I guess I have
No,
to
I
block
don't
the whole
remember.
thing. But I'm wearing
Mm.
it. I sneakily put it on while you were talking, and you didn't even
No, I
notice.
didn't. Very good. I like it, and I like that's like totally the kind of the color I would wear as well,
Yeah,
because it's like dark enough to be almost neutral.
yeah. And and I'm not gonna knit anything this dark ever again. It's so dark. I just couldn't see because it was so dark. My eyes aren't
A
young
combination of
anymore.
dark and fine, I guess. Like if it was chunkier yarn, probably wouldn't be as
I
hard,
suppose,
bad.
maybe. But at least it was straight stockinette for most of it.
Hmm.
But every once in a while when you drop a stitch and you're trying to pick them up, I couldn't see. But the yarn is really nice. It's got little bits of purple, little bits of teal. It's not a solid flat navy
Navy.
blue.
Yeah, it sounds really nice.
I can wear it now. Well, I am wearing it now.
Weather-wise, you mean?
Yeah. In the mornings anyway, when it's cool.
Uh-huh.
Maybe not in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm so happy with it. Yay.
Yay.
Now, on to the next sweater. So I'll be re-swatching the Cardigan again because, I got a little ahead of myself.
Hmm. Well, I don't have any FOs, but I thought I'd just mention in this section that my tweel cowl slash infinity scarf pattern is now available to buy on Ravelry. So
Yay!
yeah, so
Congratulations.
thanks. It's £3.50. So yeah,
Hmm.
and
What's that,
whatever,
like $4?
maybe something like that. Let's see. Hey Google, what's 3.5 GBP in USD? Google says no, more like 450.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but it's got written instructions. There's like a little photo tutorial for the colorwork bits, as well as charts for the starting rib cowl, and the colorwork and the finishing rib cowl, the ribbed bit. And one of my testers used the charts in conjunction with everything else inside the charts. All is good. So hopefully,
Nice.
I'm sure there's something wrong with it, and somebody will tell me. But I think it's in a pretty good space.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Very nice.
Mhm.
Okie dokie. What do we do next?
Well, speaking of Doctor Who, we can talk about that in Nerdtastic. I feel like we haven't done Nerdtastic in a while.
Yeah, we haven't.
But yeah, I don't think I might be like one episode behind.
Hmm. That one time when I texted you, Captain Jack,
Oh
and
yeah.
you were like, "What?" And I was like, "Never mind."
uh, yeah, that was in episode 5. Yeah, because I always thought that like he was such a great character, and it would be so
Yeah.
easy to just bring him back as like, just in one
Yeah,
episode for any of
anytime.
the other doctors. Like I can't even remember he was around most,
It was just a cameo, though.
but he was mostly around
Oh yeah.
during the I'm looking the ninth and 10th
The
Doctor.
David Tennant.
So Christopher, mostly David Tennant, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
Um,
He's just been floating around in time and space somewhere.
yeah, so it was good to see him again, and I don't know, he could. I mean, it was more than just a cameo. Like he was in that episode. Um,
Yeah, but the doctor didn't see him at all.
True. So maybe he'll make another appearance. I don't know because he seems to have
Ooh,
set up. He
hopefully,
set up whatever the like bigger thing of this.
the story arc.
Yeah, I think, or he helped to set it up.
Yeah.
But how are you finding the episodes so far?
Mm, I find I find they're a little disjointed right now. Like one episode doesn't have anything to do with the
Yeah, I'm
next.
I'm not like maybe I need to stop multitasking during them because I'm always like doing something else, like working on either crocheting or working on some BIPOC fiber stuff. Like, so maybe I need to just watch the episodes,
Maybe.
but because I haven't been totally enamored by them. I don't know if it's because she has so many companions that it becomes like you don't
You get pulled
get
in
to know.
different directions.
Yeah.
Last night, no, not last night. This past weekend's episode, I was very confused because I feel like they were all over the place. But then, it might just come together in the end.
Yeah. Maybe. Sometimes I wonder like I mean obviously with, the more recent series, we have had multiple companions
Yeah.
in that we've had like Amy and then Rory kind of joined as a
Uh-huh.
sort of companion at one point. Actually, is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
It was just the two of them. So I feel like because she's a female doctor,
What?
that's
She needs more of a supporting
yeah,
cast.
like why doesn't she just have one companion like all the other
Uh-huh.
previous I think, there were groups of companions in like the older series, which I've never seen, but I feel like maybe that would have made it too complicated for them because then they'd be like, well, if it's just her and another girl, like what does that mean? And or if it's her and a guy, like we never done that before, and like so they've had to be like make it a whole like group thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so none of the episodes in this season have really stuck out to me because I think so far my favorite episode with Jodie Whittaker has been the Rosa Parks
Yeah,
one.
that was last season.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was a good episode. Though I am more excited about Outlander.
Yeah, okay, so I have watched the first season, the first episode now because you told me yesterday, and I was like, oh my god, how have I not realized? Has it just been the one episode so far?
Yep. So far, it's just the one
So
episode.
I feel like now we're reaching territory where I just don't really remember what happens in the books anymore. So I feel like is there already things that they're setting up? I can't remember. Well, the Murtaugh stuff, like obviously, is just completely made up.
Yeah, 'cause he's dead in the books by now.
Yeah. So I guess yeah, pretty much everything he's involved in is just like just new stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, the governor does make Jamie stop the
wrangle
regulators.
Jamie
That did
into
happen in the book. It just gave the regulators a different leader.
right. He's not really even a leader, is he?
Oh,
Just highly active.
yeah, I guess so.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't remember. I will say like I don't know that I'm going to be as excited for them as before, and I think it's because there's just so many more people now in that it's not like focused on
It's not just the two of them against the
yeah,
world.
yeah, because it's now, Fergus is an adult with his own family and uh obviously Brianna and stuff and I was reading something just briefly, somebody writing an article about, the new season, and she was saying how The Fiery Cross was like one of her least favorite books anyway, and that Roger's, you know, a poopy head in quite a bit of it. And I was just like, oh yeah. Also, do you know what? I think probably part of it is that the guy who plays Roger is so not even on the same level of good looking as
At Sam.
as Jamie.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just like, ugh, whatever.
uh, he definitely looks better scruffy.
Yes. He looked weird. Weird in this first episode without his
Uh,
beard.
I find that he looks like the guy from NCIS. I don't know his name.
I don't know.
All of a sudden he looks like he's 15. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he had the scruff before to make him look older.
Like a big boy.
Yeah, he looks so little now. Or is it me?
Yeah, I think he just looks weird. Like his face doesn't have the right shape. Like I don't know. Anyway, but I guess I'm looking forward to like seeing Claire do her medical stuff
Uh-huh.
uh in America and young Ian for young Ian to come back
Uh-huh.
because he's off with
Yeah,
the
he's
Native
off with the
Americans.
mohawk.
Yeah. Spoilers for anyone who doesn't read the books. Claire does doctor stuff.
Yep.
Anyway, I think have they also made a slightly more attempts to make Jamie and Claire to look a little bit older?
Yeah, I think so.
Because
I think they definitely look
then
older than they did last
yeah,
season.
I don't know what it is, but
It's the gray hairs.
yeah, They gave her gray hairs, yeah, not
No,
Jane.
he has a little bit around the temples.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Mm,
Maybe less makeup.
yeah. I literally thought that as well, but I'm sure it's just different makeup.
Yeah,
As much
maybe.
makeup, just different makeup. This makeup will make you look dry and wrinkly. Um,
Uh, but I do like Fergus. He's so cute.
yeah,
But he's hardly in it in this first episode.
yeah. So this definitely was like a setting up episode, so I guess we'll just see where we go from
Yeah.
here.
But I agree with the person that you mentioned that the Fire Cross was not one of my favorites of the
Books.
series, of the books. Because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I felt like it was just them running around the countryside with their muskets, going from here to there.
Gotta do this, gotta do that, a little bit of this, and that. Um,
Well, some things do happen, and
yeah. Right. Anyway, so shop talk. I definitely feel like you've put some new different kinds of bags that you haven't mentioned yet
yes, yes,
into the shop.
yes, I did. Hang on.
So this is my mom's Etsy shop, Pearl and Plum. She always likes to say it's our shop, but it's her shop, and I haven't helped her with it in a very long time. So it's her Etsy shop. She sells project bags, knitting project bags, as well as like tote bags, which can be used for project bags or just as tote bags. And they're really cool because none of them use zippers, so you can't get your yarn caught in it. Because I did that the other day. I made my mom make me a bag with a zipper because I wanted it with a zipper. And what did I do? I zipped my lace weight yarn into it, and I
Oh
was just like, "Oh my
no! Did you have to
god!"
break it?
No, I didn't. Sam managed to slip it out because I was just like, just rip it. And he's like, no, we can do this. So he managed to do it. So that goes to show me that just because I
Uh,
want a zipper doesn't mean it's a good idea. So yeah, none of my mom's bags have any zippers. They all have like a cinch top drawstring. So there's nothing for your yarn to get caught
Yep,
on.
exactly. I've already sold a couple of these new bags. I'm calling them my Paula bags
Mhm.
after my friend Paula. Um, these are made. They're sturdier than the regular project bags
Mhm.
because they're made from
More of a no.
canvas
Uh huh.
and upholstery fabric
Uh huh.
or duck cloth, and
So are they about the size of the large bags or a little bit bigger as well?
they're a little bigger. They have the same
Mhm.
drawstring channel thingy, so it's a nice smooth
Mhm.
cinch. They've got pockets on the inside
Mhm.
and pockets on the outside,
Mhm.
and I didn't use beads, but I made these little tabs on the ends so the drawstring don't fall apart.
Nice. And then a handle as well.
Yeah, and they've got these long
So big enough
handles.
is that big enough to put over your shoulder or not really?
No,
No.
they're
Okay.
not big enough to put over your shoulders. Right now, I only have three because I sold two already. So I have a birdie one, a London, Paris, New York one,
Mhm.
and a sheepy one.
Ooh, the sheep one's cute.
So I am still making new ones. These take a little longer to make. They're also, sturdier.
Mhm.
Less like single project bags, more like a heavy duty knitting bag where you can carry a bunch of your projects. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with these guys. Again, these are my Paula bags, and I hope you stop by my shop and take a look.
Cool. And that's Pearl and Plum on Etsy.
Oh, yeah, we always forget to do that.
I think I did say that, but
Oh.
I was talking while my mom was off mic grabbing the bag.
Yeah, grabbing
Yeah.
the stuff because they were out of my reach. I have to remember to put things within arm's reach when I record.
No, yeah, because I record at my well, I call it the kitchen table, even though
Uh-huh.
it's not in the kitchen, because it's where you eat your meals. Hence why I call it the kitchen table. But my favorite, I have like my spot at the table, and I don't know if it's just like leftover from growing up, I, sitting at like the island or the kitchen table, like that's just where I did my stuff,
Uh-huh.
like whether that was homework and I don't know, like I don't like to sit on the couch and be on my computer. I have to sit at a table.
Well, that's the only table you have.
Yeah, that's true.
So
But
where
like,
else are you gonna do stuff when you want to do it on a table?
yeah, well, no, but like, whereas other people I know will happily just laptop on on the couch, like
Mm-hmm.
on their lap
Mm-hmm.
because it's a laptop. um, I like to spread out all my stuff.
I like to have my laptop on a tabletop with my mouse,
Mm-hmm.
too. Even my iPad, I like to prop it up on a stand on a table.
Yeah.
So if you only have one table, then that's the table you're going to use.
Yeah. Right. So, have we said all our things?
I think we have said all our things.
Cool. Well,
Oh, wait, this is going to be our only February episode.
our only February episode because, well, we didn't release one. So normally we do sort of the beginning of the month and the middle of the month, and we didn't do one at the beginning of February because we've been very busy, and
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been home. You've just
You
been
haven't
busy.
been home, yeah.
Um,
Well, you've been busier than I have. I
well,
could
yeah.
have recorded, but I wasn't going to do it by myself.
Yeah, I was busy, but that's okay. Technically, our podiversary has passed, but that's fine.
It's our
Anyway,
podiversary
so
month.
yes, this is our podiversary month. So remember to go check out our Instagram to enter the giveaway and get some cool stuff. As well, the archive cal is ongoing, and even if you haven't started anything yet, feel free to join us because it's super
There's plenty
casual.
of time.
There's plenty of time. Yeah, we're running until like endish of April, and it's going to be really casual. Like you don't have to have a finished object by the end of it. Just start something, work on something, you know?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, you can find our show notes on our website, which is kcacypodcast.wordpress.com. You can follow us on Instagram at kcacypodcast. My personal Instagram is Allison here, and my mom's is upstate_Viv, so you can follow us there as well. Join our Ravelry group. Just search for Keep Calm and Carry On podcast in the groups tab, and that's where you'll find the ongoing conversation for the archive cal. And make sure to subscribe and like and favorite and review and blah 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 on iTunes, on YouTube, or wherever else you get your podcasts. So thank you for listening.
And remember to keep calm and carry yarn.